I'm in class 8.
Nice, interesting. He's called Barry and he is a rapper. We have another cute boy over there. What's your name?
Jina yangu ni Rodney, aka Rodirazi.
Okay.
Mimi napenda kucheza, niko grade 5.
Rodirazi, unapenda games? Gani ndio favorite? Ni football ama ni nani?
Mimi napenda football.
Unajitambua ni part gani unachezanga kwa football?
Defense.
Defense? Defense ukikuwa hapo hiyo timu nyingine haiwezi. Hapo sawa. We have Fret Boy there. Tell us a bit about yourself and about the band.
Yeah, I'm Nelson, aka Fret Boy.
Nelson, okay.
Yeah, I'm art. I'm just art. I'm a painter, I'm a guitarist, I'm a songwriter, I'm an actor, I'm a script writer, so I'm just art.
Ukikatwa hivi, everything, your blood will flow ni art too.
Yeah, I'm just art.
Okay, tell us a bit about Matarazi band. Tuwajue.
Yeah, Matarazi is a family band formed by a name from their father. The father is called Matara. So we just
called what?
Matara.
Matara.
So we had to to make it more artistic. So we call Matarazi.
Matarazi.
Yeah.
And I've had if familiar yote ni all arts. Hata kucheka ni art. Sindio? Let's get mkicheka hapo mkikohoa ni artistic.
Yeah.
Okay, and they'll tell us more about the other arts that they have and what they do. So how did you meet?
Yeah, I had gone to Mombasa, I think April this year. I went to Mombasa kumaliza some my issues na shule. So it happened that the minister kafunga the country due ya corona. So I had to rush back nifike Kisii. Kufika hapa nikapata Nairobi pia kushafungwa. So I had to stay. So nikiwa balcony na gitaa yangu nacheza juu I don't have time ya kufanya kitu kingine except gitaa na kuandika vitu. So nikiwa balcony I was doing some progressions. The boy came and started singing something out of the script of what I was doing. So I decided to give them a try with a song that I'd written for you. Yeah, in 4 days to call me just to share record wimbo na it's out. Yeah.
Na ikakuwa nje. For You was the first song that you released, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you just started mchezo. Corona came as a disguise, a gift to you, disguise for you. And yeah, and then Rodney, niliona mahali mlisema you are in a competition and then ndo mkarealize mnajua kuimba. Tell us more about this.
Si tulikuwa tunadhani ni dance tu, si tulikuwa tuna dance kitambo.
Wewe na nani?
Mimi, Barak, na brother yangu mkubwa anaitwa Mike. Sasa sisi kudance, ndio corona ikakuja, tukaacha kudance. Fret Boy akatoka Mombasa akakuja. Tukamsikia tu akipiga gitaa, tukaenda bedroom, balcony, mimi na Tamara. Akatupe verse hiyo ya Sasha, hiyo ya pili. Sasa sisi tukaanza kuimba.
Na nivo ndo mkaweza. Ni kweli Shantarazi? Na kwa brothers zako wakubwa, see your band of 5. There's the big brother and the elder sister pia hawako hapa. Wako wapi? Wanafanya exam. Na leo mmepatiwa permission from school mkuje. Nice. So what inspires you to sing gospel? Unapenda tu? Ndani anda kumotivate kwa gospel industry? Amba artist wa gani?
Shana na Masimasika.
Shana. We had Shana last time kwa show. You would want to meet Shana? We'll organize, we'll do something, sindio? You meet her, and Shana also won an award. Pia utashinda, sindio? Siku moja mtashinda an award because you're doing great stuff out here. Barak, tell us about your rapping. When you rap, when you ule mseko, when unaangusha manini. How did you know you're a rapper? How did you come about it?
Hao watatu wakipractice kwa balcony. Kuna kitu aliandika kwa kitabu, alinipea kitabu nimshikie. Sasa vile walikuwa wanaimba hapo nje, nikaona hii kitu inaweza ingia kwa hii wimbo. Nikajaribu kidogo,
Nelson akaniambia iko sawa, ni uendelee tu itakuwa sawa, na nikawa join.
So Nelson afali kumotivate. Unakumbuka hizo lines? Hizo zako za kwanza. Songe kwanza. So tuangushie kidogo tusikie. The Rafa in the building.
I believe kama Adam na Eva wange mess up, hatungekuwa kwa hii blunder. This contagious disease COVID-19, it's ready to kill, ready to devour, ready to destroy. El Shaddai, you already on our knees, be our refugee, our shield and defender, our refugee, our shield and defender.
Eish, wewe uko juu. Unataka kuwa kama nani? Okay. As you grow, nani anakuinspire wewe?
Mimi Brooklyn Boys.
Brooklyn Boys, okay. Kwa sababu they're good at what they do.
Na hip hop. Mimi napenda hip hop.
Wewe ni mtu wa pop, hip hop hapo pale. You're going places, ndio. So Fret Boy, you have inspired these kids. Hawako wanajua wako na talent. So what motivates you? As in, how did it come about? Uliwezaje ku identify talent? Because wazazi inaonga ngumu ku identify talents in kids. But we're supposed to do that because talent and inalipa hapa nje. At the end of the day, taking as much as education is important, so mnasoma, as much as it is important, but talent is also key. So how was it for you? How did you know? Ni ama nika kitu tu kako ndani yako.
Okay, as I said, I'm art. So it takes me just a second to know someone who's interested in art. So once I heard this guy sing a song to something that he didn't know, I knew it. I knew this is the guy.
You just that time when you know you don't know, but you just know.
Yeah, I knew this is the guy.
Okay. Redly, tupatie experience yako ya kwanza kwa studio. Sasa na kutoa ku release kangoma. Mimi studio najua tu ni ya TV yetu tuko hapa. Ilikuwa just studio time yenu.
Kwanza nilikuwa naogopa. Mimi nilikuwa nadhani studio. Studio ni pali mtu unaenda tu hapo unakaa, alafu unaimba, alafu na wanairecord. Kumbe ilikuwa kazi ngumu kwenda studio.
Hebu tupige story.
Kwenda huko kuogopa. Hadi unasahau lines.
Alafu ukishasahau nini happen?
Inabidi ukae chini ukumbuke hizo lines zote.
Ndio mfanye tena kwanza kurekodi tena. Na Shantarazi, experience yako ilikuwaje kwa studio?
Mimi first day nilikuwa naogopa huko.
Uliogopa?
Sana.
Alafu ukazoeaje?
Venye wimbo ya pili ilikuja, ndio nilianza kuzoea.
Ulikuwa already used to it. Ushakuwa star, ndio? Ushtuki sasa. So unaweza mviaje watoi kama Barak? So watu wanataka kuimba but wanaogopa studio, wanaogopa kuna ile fear inakuanga tu ndani yako, mimi manze hii siwezi. Unaweza washoaje?
Unaweza penda kuwaambia hiyo talanta wako nayo, hawajui ni imetoka kwa Mungu. Sasa hiyo talanta watumie
fiti.
Watumie vizuri.
Okay. Rodi, kwa nini unaimba gospel? Ama ni Judad ndo amesema hii lazima mtaimba gospel? Ndio maana. Kwa nini unaimba gospel?
Mimi na believe Mungu wa kwanza. Kama si Mungu tungekuwa hapa.
Hatuwezi kuwa hapa kasi God. Ndio.
Sasa tunamuimbia kwa sababu alitupatia hiyo talent na baadaye ndo alituleta kwa hii dunia.
True. Hapo hivyo tunakubaliana. And you're so brave and confident. Umetoa wapi hiyo?
Si kwa dad.
Ni dad? Dad ni ule mse. So dad, tell us about dad. I know that he's the manager and how you work together and how it is working with kids.
Yeah. Okay, first, these guys, when they did the first song, in fact, on a normal location, wakati watu umeenda kurecord, it takes like 1 hour to do a song. It's not so easy. But on the first song, hata producer aliniuliza, kwani mmefanya zoezi inatoshana aje? It just took 40 minutes with all these kids tukamaliza wimbo ikaisha hivyo. So he was like, umefanya nini na hawa watoto? I expected tusumbuane hapa for like 2 hours ndio tutoke, lakini in 30 minutes, 40 minutes tushamaliza.
You are done.
Like, okay, yeah.
Hey, you know my OG, you're the G's.
You know hata tukiwa studio, the mom and dad, they are always there. So hata mtoto akiogopa kiangalia hivi aone daddy, najua kila kitu iko sawa. So they are the pillar of this band.
Wow.
Like the mom, she sacrifices a lot. So wakati anafaa kuwa home labda anafanya vitu zake.
Yeah.
But she ensures like amekuwa na sisi mahali popote tunaenda.
Moms are just the best.
Yeah. The dad, this guy is, I think, ukisikia ile description, the best dad, I think he's the best
fits
dad.
The description.
Yeah, description ni yake.
Mnakubaliana na frat boy?
Yeah.
Hajachocha hapo kitu.
Kabisa.
So unaweza ambia nini mom Shantarazi?
Nizamwambia asante.
Asante sana. Anakusaidia aje? Mama anakusaidianga aje kwa music? Anakuinspire aje? Anakwambianga uimbe hivi na dad?
Yeye saa zingine ndo anatupatianga lines.
Anampatia ma lines? Eish. So Barak, how is it balancing school na music? Kwanza uko class 8. Iko aje the challenges? What are the challenges?
Kusoma sasa hiyo ndo ngumu. Sasa jana. Jana nimelala saba. Tulikuwa tuna practice na lazima nisome.
Na lazima usome tena. So school days zinakuanga aje? Una practicing ama school days tu ni za shule?
School days ni za shule. Alafu weekends tuna practice. Na holidays.
So hivyo ndo mnapata balance. Na strike a balance hapo. Okay, that's nice. Na wewe ready? Ready Raz mwenyewe.
Lazima uombe ruhusa kwa teacher. Ndio ukuje.
Kama leo? Junior master, si ndio?
Sasa mimi naweza ambia watu wa vaccinate mazi. Corona si mchezo. Kwanza ingine. Imepeleka watu.
Peleka watu wa vaccinate watu jokes. Hapo sawa, tumekusikia sasa. Fred boy, about your own music, when did you start music? Why did you choose gospel? And how is it working with kids of the Tombeo part? Wanasumbua, una need patience ama?
Okay. Hakuna challenge ngumu kama kuwork na watoto. More so when you are related, they see you as your brother. So they will never get serious to some extent. But these kids, I think there is something in them. When they know that hii ni kitu tunaenda kufanya, ni art. Hata kama ni script ama hata kama ni wimbo, they just wanajua ni 1 hour concentration ya 1 hour. Ndio huyo tuachile juu bila hiyo
haitaweza.
Haiwezi.
Japo itakuja hapo kucheza pia inaita.
So wanajua ni 1 hour concentration ya 1 hour tumalize. Alafu tena tuende nje tena turudi tena 1 hour. So as in wako programmed.
Wako program hivyo lazima pia wa motivate na kakitu.
Unajua ni mdogo
Shantarazi hapa.
Ukimkaza mbio atasema mimi naenda kucheza, mimi nataka kucheza. But ukimchukua pole pole unampatia time yake ya kudance, time yake ya kucheza. She knows like hiki tunafanya ni kitu important.
Okay. Shantarazi, who's your superhero? Unawatching cartoons, who's your superhero? Barbie. Hey, she want to be a Barbie girl kama Barbie. And you know you're also a superhero. You know your song blesses people. How do you feel when your song blesses people? Ukiimba pale, because umesema unataka song yako inspire kama kina Masimasika na Shana, sindo? So how that your song ina pale nje mtu akisikia anakuwa blessed, unasikiaje?
Nasikia vizuri sana.
Unasikia fit? So ukipatiwa powers saa hizi uambiwe utafanya kitu moja hapa Kenya, utafanya nini? Ukiambiwa kama president utafanya nini kwa watoi wa Kenya?
Nitawasaidia wengine.
Utawasaidia? Utawabaia sweets kila mtu? Utasaidia watu wote? And for you, Barry, what would you do ukipata powers, ukipata your privilege kwa in authority? Because children are the leaders of tomorrow, right? So what would you do? You're in authority. As a music, when you go in music, you're an authority already, sindo? So what would you want to do?
Naweza saidia watoto wako kwa streets. Niwapeleke shule. Niwalishe. provide kila kitu.
Hiyo ni poa sana. You have a good heart. Na challenge ya shule kama unajua ni artist pale hivyo uko class 8, wewe ni tini, kuna watu wanakusumbua pale ujue unatesa.
Wote.
Unatembea hivi kuna mabeshte, kila mtu anataka kuwa beshte yako. So una deal aje nayo? Ndio ujue kuchagua real friends na kufocus.
Mimi nachagua wale friends wenye naona watanisaidia kwa sema kama tumepewa kazi mwenye anaweza nifunza.
Anaweza kusaidia. Hiyo ni wise wisdom there. Na wewe Rodney, wewe ni staff pale hivyo shule. Wewe ndio kusema. So una deal aje?
Yes, unachukua tu ma friends wazuri. Wale wenye wanakudanganya ati tuibe ile pencil ndio ile uko chini. Unaambia huyo zi? Unachagua wale wenye wanakuambia chukua pencil, uliza ni ya nani. Sasa ndo ma friends wenye mimi na choose.
Hebu sasa tupatie experience yako ya the first time ulionekana kwa TV kwa interview sasa. Juu umefanya interviews kadhaa. So the first time ulionekana kwa TV, how was it for you?
Kwa tense.
Kwa nini umetense? Na ushatokea kwa TV?
Nilikuwa camera shy.
Mkishoot video? But sasa after video ishatokea, iko YouTube, umeenda kwa TV.
Mimi nilikuwa shy.
Ulikuwa shy na venye unaongea hapa vi confident.
Sasa sijui ilikuwa ya kwanza.
Ilikuwa ya kwanza. So okay, so Fred Boy, tell us about the last song yenye mmeimba recently. Lingala, iko na Lingala vibe and the babies over there are singing like wanajua Lingala hapo hivyo. So how was it? Nani anaandika hizi songs and how do they, wanashika aje and how was it?
Okay, I do the writing. So most of the time huandika na maliza and then I jam with them. So like nishaandika nimaliza naita moja na verse yake. So we start jamming. Mahali anaenda off tunamrudisha until inakuwa complete. Ndio tunaenda. So the rumba song ilikuwa after tumefanya song inaitwa Shuka. So we are done for you seems so slow like hakuna furani like tunaambia ni prayer song pia the same way inashuka. So this time round tukasema mbona tusifanye kitu happy and tunadansia Mungu juu ashatupea talent. Mbona tusimfanyie kitu ya furaha ya kudansi. Tukakaa chini tukaandika and then the dad came in now with the Lingala diction unasikia hapo ndani. Yeye ndio ameandika hiyo Lingala. And then akatupea hiyo diction wakajam iko kakuwa sawa.
Mkasonga nayo. Naona mnajua Lingala, si mtatuimbia kasong as we close up to scales to lines as you also dance. Najua nyinyi wawili ni madansa. Tuone nani ndio ule mseko wa hii.
Hawa ndio walimu wetu wa dance hawa.
Nyinyi ndio wale wa guys.
Michael yule ayuko huyo sasa ndio.
Okay. Sawa tuimbieni song tukimaliza. Haya anzeni. Take it away.
Piga. Tukatike. Tuimbe tukatike. Tucheze tukatike.
Mnasema mdance
tukatike. Tuimbe tukatike. Tukatike. Tucheze tukatike. Tukatike. Tuimbe tukatike. Tukatike. Tucheze tukatike.
Yesu wangu alinifia pale msalabani dhambi zangu alimaliza pale msalabani furaha ninayo uzima ninayo kitu gani kitanitenga na huyu Yesu mtu gani atanitenga na huyu Yesu pombe haiwezi nani.
We have it there. Yingine watasikia pale YouTube. You can find them. Where can you find you at YouTube?
Individually Fred Boy Muziki in all platforms. Pia as a band Matarazi Muziki.
Okay.
On all platforms.
Thank you. That has been Matarazi Band. You can check them out at Matarazi Muziki on YouTube. See you on the other side of the break. We'll be back with Doreen Arange, who has an amazing guest. See you on the other side.
Listen, Sabina, don't think that I'm going to plead with you the way that your father does. I'm not as accommodating as he is. So please get with the program.
Guillermo Saldivar.
Yes. That's the name of Inez's son.
Now I wonder what you are.
Our lawyer informed me that they're going to reopen an investigation on Vicente's case. This time, Victoriano, that lying murderer, is going to pay for his crime.
Serikali ya Rais Uhuru Kenyatta imetekeleza miradi mbalimbali kwenye sekta ya afya kuhakikisha Wakenya wanapata huduma bora za afya na kwa bei nafuu. Wiki hii kwenye Project 254.
The Kenya we want is one in which no Kenyan should leave the country so as to receive the medical care they require.
Kila mtu amefahamu kuna linda mama na anakuja hospitalini na anasaidika hapa. Ikiwa ni operation ni bure. Ikiwa atazaa mwenyewe pia ni bure.
Hakuna mtu anafaa kukosa kupata huduma ya afya akienda kwa hospitali ya serikali.
And I'm a wildlife warrior.
Working for elephants is the most special thing and very beautiful.
This is the first community-run elephant orphanage in Africa.
They will not make in life if they are not with their families. We get them and rehabilitate them instead of leaving them to suffer in the wild.
This is Wildlife Warriors, and I'm Paula Kahungu.
Coming to you live from Gilgil, the NYS Training College in Nakuru County, and we're talking about the pass-out parade that is going to be presided over by President Uhuru Kenyatta today. 7,000 recruits are graduating from this college, and I have James Matter, who is in charge of basic training and recruit, or rather what you call the recruitment process, and he's with us this morning, to talk more about the training that happens here. Thank you very much, James, for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
I mean, congratulations to you guys for the fantastic job you're doing here. 7,000 recruits graduating today is no mean feat.
Correctly, you're right. First of all, welcome KBC. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Yes.
And we are happy that you always respond to our welcome. Mm-hmm. Now, 7,000 is a good number, but we do even more. Sometimes we do about 15, sometimes we do 20. Mm-hmm. So to us, 7,000 actually is a relief. Is a relief sometimes. Yeah.
And tell us a bit about about the COVID-19 restrictions and how they have affected your training in this college since the year 2020,
yes.
Around March.
Thank you very much. Now, normally we have been training large numbers because of the demand for the training from our youth. But then now, when the pandemic struck, we had to also confine ourselves to the protocols. Yeah. So we reduced the numbers drastically. That's why we are talking of 7,000. Otherwise, we want to take advantage of we take advantage of the instructions from the government so that we make sure that the trainees are safe. So that rather than just keeping and saying, keeping quiet and saying we're not doing anything, we say, look, let's train, but minimally, but taking care of their of their safety.
All right.
Yes.
That's quite interesting. But let's go now into the training and the rigors around it.
Yes, yes.
But first of all, begin with, you're in charge of recruitment.
Thank you.
What goes into the thinking of recruitment, or when you're considering an individual for recruitment?
Thank you very
what
much.
goes into it?
Correct. Now, as you are aware, each country has, in fact, the biggest problem that each country faces worldwide is the problem of the youth. When you have them in those villages, they are more risky if they are not doing anything, because actually they are a recipe for trouble.
Yeah.
So what we always do is that we always think in terms of keeping them at least active. And then what we do in this country is that we make sure that we have some special considerations during our recruitment.
Yeah.
For example, we have the regional balances. We make sure that we go to all the regions in the country. And then the other issue is also we also take care of the ethnic and tribal balances. The name reads National Youth Service.
Yeah.
So we really want to look national. Yes.
All right.
Correct.
So when they come in here and they are admitted, for example, the 7,000 that are in this facility,
Yes.
When did you recruit them?
It was about July. It's about 6 months ago.
6 months ago.
I don't remember the
okay.
Yes.
About 6 months
But
ago.
actually, this is the 6th month they are here.
All right.
From the time they are recruited.
What goes into the training once the recruits report here in this college? What goes into the training before they graduate?
Before they graduate?
Yes.
First of all, I've just said that we pick these young men and women from the villages. And these are people who are not used to instructions. So what normally happens is that we try to transform these people from what the freestyle type of life to an orderly manner. So once they reach here, there are so many activities. We are talking of paramilitary. Paramilitary is about alertness. Paramilitary is about being ready for deployment, serving your nation, and engaging yourselves in one or two issues. So they're always busy. In fact, from day one, the time they reported, at our main gate, after the time they are graduating like today, they'll tell you they have never had time a time of their own. Yeah. They are always up and down, making sure that they're always alert and ready to take instructions. Now, what we normally do is that we really focus on their mindset. We want to train their mindset to always know that instructions are supposed to be given. And when they're given instructions, the idea is to implement them. Yeah. So if you have somebody who's still thinking about being in the village, we have to bring him here first. Before then we do. So it's a continuous activity environment.
And the people you recruit are fairly young people who have their lives still in their hands.
Yes.
How are you able to manage the youthfulness and transform it into orderliness?
Yes.
For this person to realize I'm doing this for my country.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, actually, we are basing our trainings on the NYS Act.
Yeah.
We used to have, when the service was established in 1964, on 1st September, actually there was an act of parliament, and so the idea was to ensure that we take care of those young boys and girls who are disadvantaged during the colonial system because of the colonial policies. But then now we transformed ourselves. In 2018, we have a new act with the expanded mandate. And then now what we do is that we make sure that when these boys come here, we try to focus them to think national, to think, being nationalists. Yeah. And for you to transform this person to leave the village and start thinking in terms of being a nation, then you have to deal with the mind. Yeah. Okay. We know there have been theories that around in NOS people are beaten. We don't beat anybody. We only work with it. We work on the mind.
All right.
We make sure that mindset is transformed, and by the first 2-3 weeks, they're always ready to take instructions.
All right.
Yes.
There's a disciplined force also.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, because we've seen, the president preside over the pass out parade for the military. This week he was still doing about the administration police. This time it's NYS. Next week it's GSU. But I'm just thinking, when it comes to the training of disciplined forces, how different are the rigors of training for NYS different from the training of these other forces?
The other forces.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Now you see the mandates differ.
Yeah.
For example, now the other discipline services, their main mandate is security of the state, and for us, we are actually preparing these young men and women so that they can take up their rightful places in the economy. We are dealing with different trades. So for us, we concentrate on vocational training, where we give skills and knowledge, so that when they leave this place, they can be useful to themselves and also to the. So the difference is that us, we don't deal with the live arms.
Okay.
We don't deal with arms, but we make sure that we deal with that mind vigorously, so that this mind is ready to be loyal to serve the nation. Yes.
This 7,000 after training.
Yes.
Where are they going?
Now the government has been very kind to us.
Yes.
Initially we used to have small numbers, so it was easier to, in fact, ask employers to come and, employ them. But see, as time went on, the population grew up, so we have large numbers. I've just told you we are dealing with 7,000, but normally we deal about 30,000. Those are large numbers. Yeah. And remember, the other institutions also outside there who are also offering the same trainings that we do. So the only thing that makes us different from the other institutions is the issue of discipline.
Yeah.
Are you getting it? So now, what happened is that towards the completion of their courses, employers come. We are on demand, high demand. Yeah, employers come. We want people from NYS. Right. But then there are those who actually do not end up being recruited, for example, in the defense forces, or maybe getting employment placement. So what we do is that because they have the skills and the knowledge in the different trades, some of them go for self-employment. Yeah, and the government has been very good because loans are given to most of them to start their own small SMEs, and they are doing well outside there. Yeah, but we always check on them so we see how they are going. Okay. In terms of helping them, coaching, all those issues.
That's interesting.
Yes.
We've seen quite a number of them being absorbed by government to provide a bit of security or orderliness around government installation.
Correct.
Is it a request that comes through your office, and how many probably does the government absorb yearly in terms of maintaining order in government installations?
Now, the new NYS Act 2018, actually Section 7.2 allows us to team up with the other defense forces in securing the state. Yeah. So what we do is that, in fact, employers come calling on the office of the Director General, saying that we want this category, if we have this category of youth, we have these trades. So when they come, and then once they ask, if we have them, and those who have left already, we keep their contacts, and we link them up with the employers.
All right.
Yeah, because, by the way, the training, we just said the training of NYS youth is just like that of the other defense. The only thing that we don't use arms. Yeah. So when it comes to security, guarding, all those issues, apart from the arms, we are all one and the same thing.
Let me take you back a little bit, because quite interesting. You don't use arms. What is the significance of the spade?
It is a symbol of actually the type of engagements that they're supposed to do while in the service. For example, if you go to most of our stations, we have stations all over. Yeah, we do a lot of farming, we do a lot of animal husbandry, and other activities, so that we can also act as role models to the local community. So the spade is a symbol of work, according to us.
Yes. According to you.
Yes.
Once this recruits graduate after a rigorous training from the NYS college.
Correct.
Does that mean then typically that this college is empty after they have graduated?
No, it is never empty, because activities here are continuous. Because, for example, now these ones are passing out today. Once they go out, now we have another training for our own officers, the instructors who take care of the recruits. We keep on updating ourselves on, changing dynamics. So we train our own people, and then also in the college here, we have other activities going on, because we have a school of the catering school is here. The school of hospitality. We have so many activities taking place here. So there's no one time that this college will remain empty, that we are waiting for recruits.
All right. Quite an interesting thing you touch, when you talk about the school of hospitality.
Yes.
And that draws me still back to a question I had asked you about the training and the rigors of training in this college.
Correct.
You have the school of hospitality.
Yes.
What other skills are you imparting, or when you come here, is there anything you choose and you say, I'll major on this and not this?
Thank you very much. Now, our training is fashioned in such a way that when these young men and women join NYS, you know, the other requirements, the academic, the whatever. So when they do, we first of all have to brush up the villages from them, so that once they are here ready for training, now we allow them to choose trades of their own choice, because we have quite a variety. We have mechanics, we have plumbers, we have engineers, all of them. But now each of them will fit into each trade depending on their qualifications. So what happens is that once they are through with this general paramilitary training, we give them the second phase that they'll go out to the national, to the stations to do what we call national service for about 1 year. Then from there now the third phase is done. They now join the classes. Yeah, the sweet thing about it is that once a serviceman or a servicewoman has joined NYS, we keep away the parent in terms of costs. The government takes care of everything: the training, how they sleep, how they should they be sick, all those issues we take care. So courses are actually awarded according to the qualifications and choice.
All right.
Yes.
You talk about phases: paramilitary, national service.
Correct.
These ones that are graduating today.
Yes.
For example.
Yes.
Have they already done national service, or they will do after today?
In fact, what happens, my brother, is that, look, we have 3 phases. Phase 1 is now what they are completing.
Today.
We call it paramilitary training. This one now.
Yes.
What I've just told you, they have to come. We have to make them ready for service. Yeah, in terms of loyalty, in terms of serving the nation. So we must remove that thinking that, when somebody is in the village, and it's very difficult sometimes to give somebody instructions who is not used to instructions. So we have to make sure we prepare this part. This is the first phase. Then after this, now once they finish here, we'll take them to the second phase, which is now the national service. The national service. This is where they take. You've heard us. We are working on the Kenya railways. We are teaming up with the ports. The other day we were doing the port rehabilitation of the port, the Nanyuki Nairobi Railway. You also heard us. We are in KICC. You know what we do, that we also enable the other government institutions to actually achieve their mandate through our assistance. So what we do is that's what they do. That's what we call
the second phase.
That's the second
national
phase.
Service.
Yes.
All right.
So that now they are serving the nation now. Then once they have done that, now we now transit them to phase 3, which is now the vocational training.
All this time they are still under you.
They are still under us. The discipline is the same. The monitoring is the same. What they do here, they do it all through until they exit from the service. So the third phase is now when we allow them to join our different schools. And we are happy the government has been so kind to us because of the large numbers. And our facilities don't expand. So they have allowed us to place some of them in the TVET institutions. Yeah. So as we are talking now, we have our students, our NYS students, in the TVET institutions countrywide. The Sigalagalas, the polytechnics, and they're doing very well, by the way. Yes. So you can see now, actually, it's an advantage to the parents and to the country, because what they would not have achieved at home, they come and get it through NYS. Yes.
In national service, I'm just wondering, typical Kenyan, do they get paid?
Now, these are purely volunteers.
Okay.
Yeah. This group that is the servicemen, they are purely volunteers. They offer themselves to serve their nation. So what we do is that we just give them some allowances. But not really.
No payment, but there's an allowance.
Just allowances.
All right.
Yes.
All this time, like you've said, they are under you.
Yes.
So typically, how long does it take for a recruit to finally be discharged from your responsibility or from your service?
Correct.
Yeah.
Now this one takes about 2 or at most 3 years.
At most 3
depending now on the courses they take, because there are those who take diploma courses. And by the way, for those who are taking diploma courses, like for example the school of hospitality, the syllabus and the curriculum is that of the National Examination Council. So we go by their requirements. 2 years, isn't it? So we said now if they have taken if they take 2 years in the training, and then there is this 1 year that they're taking for this paramilitary and national service, so about 3 years, somebody has managed to go through the national service. But there are those other trades, like for example the drivers. We have the best drivers. The drivers, the artisans, those small courses. Those ones take less than 2 years. Now what we have been doing is that once they are through with the training, we either link them to prospective employers or we ask them to leave us their details. With our data bank, anytime the employers come calling, we summon them and they're employed. Like recently the KDF, I think it's last week, the KDF has done a lot of recruitment in our place. The other day we had Kenya prisons also doing the same. So every time we get an opportunity, we always summon them. And then we link them up with employers.
Oh, very interesting.
Yes.
And I know most people typically at home, just like me, thought once you're done with the 6 months training, that's just it. You're discharged, and that's it. And clearly, it's a 2-3 year process before you're discharged from the service. But this, and I'm sure probably from your level and the level of the Director General, there's been engagement with government over this. And President Uhuru Kenyatta has also been clear on the same. About absorbing these people into the disciplined, into the armed forces, not the disciplined forces, because they're also disciplined force. Into the armed forces. Because every time there is recruitment, have you been able to engage government structurally in the sense that once there's recruitment for KDF, for example, the administration police, GSU, or the regular police, that these people are considered first before you?
Now, I think that's a bit tricky because you see, even the other youth outside NYS, they are also Kenyan youth. So if we say they consider us first, it will be very unfair. But normally what happens is that there's a small slot that's normally given to us. Besides now, the other recruitment countrywide.
Also, you get some
They give us some slots. Like I've just told last week, the KDF was doing a recruitment in our facility in Nairobi. But you see, the other thing we also do is that we stick to their requirements. We are not saying come because we are NYS, just take all of them. No. We say, what do you want? Then we see if we have those requirements. Then they also do the recruitment within the service. So we normally don't say, give us first slots because we will be disadvantaging the other Kenyans who also deserve to benefit from the.
That's quite profound.
Yes.
When will you recruit next? Because these ones are graduating.
Very well.
What will happen here, obviously, is that the people who are normally here will be here, but there will be no training after this one's exit. So when are you recruiting next to bring other trainees?
Very well. We are ready. January, beginning January, we are going to do recruitment.
In January?
This is coming January. Because so
we're talking about a month from now?
It's just a month now. This will give these ones time, so that they settle down in the near. Because from here we are going to post them to our stations, and then once they settle, now we carry out the other recruitment. So come January, we'll start again here at the circle. Like I've just told you, we never stay idle here. We are always running up and down. Yes.
This might be a technical question, but a quick one. Typically, how much does the taxpayer spend on each recruit if you have the math?
From the time they join up,
the time they join up to when they finish.
I may not have the figures right now, but I can tell you the government is actually trying its best
and spending good money.
It's expensive.
Okay.
Because you can imagine from the time this serviceman joins NYS, I've just told you the parent is kept off. Issues like school fees. We need this. We take care of the feeding, the school, the training. And you can see the way they're looking like, for one to have somebody like the way they're looking, the government spends. So I don't have the figures right now, but I know it is quite expensive.
Absolutely. Yes. So you're ready for today?
We are ready for today. We are very happy to have everybody here. The only thing that we are not very happy about is the absence of parents. Previously, when they come, they spice the event.
Yes.
But because of COVID-19, we have to keep the government protocols. We are ready. About 7,200 of them are ready for pass out. And then once they are through with this exercise, next week we shall be dispatching them to their various stations. And then after that we start afresh. Absolutely. So it's a cycle.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
But there's nothing to worry about because KBC Channel 1 is beaming this event live from Gilgil. So the parents to this graduates, you can actually watch this event live on KBC Channel 1. Thank you very much, James.
Thank you so much
for joining us this morning and helping us to understand the NYS better and when it comes to issues of training. Asante sana.
Thank you.
And obviously I'll hand it back to Broadcasting House in Nairobi. We are ready. As you can see, the recruits are there, about 7,000 of them that will be graduating today. The pass-out parade will be presided over by President Uhuru Kenyatta, who will make his way here in about 2 hours. But for now, we take you back to Broadcasting House. Good morning.
Listen, Sabina, don't think that I'm going to plead with you the way that your father does. I'm not as accommodating as he is. So please get with the program.
Guillermo Saldivar? Yes. That's the name of Inez's son.
Now I wonder what you are.
Our lawyer informed me that they're going to reopen an investigation on Vicente's case. This time, Victoriano, that lying murderer, is going to pay for his crime with...
It's his will, but it is not mine. He has the strength of a god. I saw it with my own eyes. He is not a god!
Samson, the Philistines are upon you.
My strength is now your strength. But you have beaten. My name is Samson, and you will face the wrath of God.
Our leading businessman is leading from behind. The mighty Kinyanjui.
Hii si haki. Kusema kweli nilipaswa kwa nimemaliza masomo siku ya leo.
Na si umalize by the way, nani amekukataza? Na unasinya by the way.
I, Theophilus Hatito, from Kisumu City, the land of the great people, I'm vying for the topmost position of this institution.
Atito, you can make me your first lady.
Mr. Man, what is funny?
Nothing, I just wanted to know how it feels to have a trance.
Classmates, every Saturday on KBC.
Vituko vyako na lugha ambazo sielewi, mimi sitaki kwa nyumba yangu.
Nenda kamwambia hivi kuwa Badi amesema hakuna kitu atapata.
Si umpigie simu tu umwambie. What kind of nonsense is this?
Atakuvurusha kama mnyama.
Then this is going to be a very long day. Niko Musoketi. Nilijua tu Badi. Huyu mwanamke hataki tuishi kwa amani.
If Peter was sitting next to you right now, what would you say to him?
Our plan is in motion as of tonight. No, I must fire. Are you out of your mind?
You are one strong man. You are feeling okay?
Amen.
Where are you right now?
I'm the only person who doesn't want to see your plans going south.
Think about what I just said.
Think about what?
It's none of your business.
Perfecto.
What's perfect?
It's none of your business.
Welcome back to the program. This is still Good Morning Kenya. If you're just joining us, you're right in time for our last conversation this Thursday morning. It is still Entertainment Thursday, so time to make it easy, light. And our last conversation is just trying to better understand the Kenyan music industry. My guest in studio this morning, Hitman Kat. Nimepronounce vizuri? Yes. Iko tu sawa?
Yeah, iko sawa.
Uko aje?
Uko fresh sana.
Uko fiti?
Yeah.
So tell us, who is Hitman Kat? Kwanza hiyo jina ya kwanza, Hitman.
Hitman is a producer, artist, songwriter. Yes.
Tell us a bit about the name. What's in a name? Because kwa wasanii, luku, jina, isn't it vitu essential? Yeah. What's in the name?
Well, the name Hitman, I got it from wrestling. I used to watch a lot of wrestling. So, wrestling, there's this wrestler called Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yeah.
And Kat is my nickname, so I just took Hitman, then Kat. Yeah, so it's Hitman Kat.
Okay, so you're a producer, you are an artist. Muziki ulianza which year?
Muziki professionally, yes. 2016.
2016.
Yes.
So since 2016 up until now is like around, is it five years then? And by that time, how kukua a solo artist? You were actually in a group?
Yeah, I was in a group before, but at 2016 I was still producing. Then I met group members from 34 Gang in 2017. Then we worked with 34 Gang for like up until last year. We dropped hits like Wabebe, Olunga, and a few others. Yeah.
So how was it working in a group now that you're a solo artist? Of course, there's a difference. How is it working in a group as compared to being a solo artist that you are now?
Well, okay, there are advantages and disadvantages on both sides.
Yeah.
As a group, it's finishing records was easier
because kila mtu akona kitu anafanya.
Kila mtu akona part yake.
Yeah.
But then as a solo artist, I can say I'm enjoying the experience of being an artist much more because of as in like everything is planned to my schedule, In a group, guys could, like someone else could be slacking behind, so it causes you to be like it also pulls you back. Yeah.
But why would a group pull you back? I mean, by the time you're coming together and deciding we'll be group X, Y, tutakuwa tunajita, whatever name that it is we're calling ourselves, of course you have the same value system, you have the same vision, you're seeing eye to eye. So why would a group make you slag or lag behind?
Well, before during the early days, it's only music.
Yeah.
So when you're doing music, you see, as in we were just doing music before we blew up into the mainstream scene. So we were just doing music and putting it out. So at that time the vision was the same, but by the time we are getting into the mainstream scene, it's different because now you can see the weaknesses in some of the group members, Because right now, guys are being told that when you're mainstream, you're talking to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So people give you ideas on what you should do. Yet we had like a common goal before. So like the vision changes, So guys start moving different, and that causes a lot of like
rift.
Rift between us.
Right. We'll come to your solo artistry in just a bit, but I want us to stick on that group factor kidogo too, because. And especially when you come to Kenya, most artists who start together as groups, it's only a matter of time before when they may disintegrate and someone saying, now I want to go do music alone, or I just want to focus on something else. And it makes me begin to start thinking, is it that when you people start as groups, hamunanga mentors per se? Because when you talk about or when we are saying that the value system is the same, maybe the vision is the same up until a certain extent. Maybe sasa tukianza kukua famous, we're on mainstream more, tunaitwa show kibao, that's when we realize, by the way, wait a minute. Is it that there's lack of mentorship, there's lack of sense of what is it?
Yeah, it could be lack of mentorship actually, because because maintaining those goals, as in you have to have someone like a patron who sees the whole vision for you guys, so that he can keep you in check when some of the guys are like being persuaded out of the vision which you had before. So to some extent it's that mentorship. So because if you lack like someone who has given you like the right direction, other guys might seem to, when you get to the mainstream scene now, you might get older guys coming in to talk to individual group members, giving them like those directions, you know. So it starts messing with the whole plan. Yeah.
So for you, was that a factor?
Yeah, to some extent, but also, you know, also discipline majorly of the individual artist was also a factor. Because by the time we were getting to in Kenya, to maintain even presence in the public, being consistent in the industry, and even making money, it requires a lot of discipline, because you know the industry is not structured that well like in foreign countries, like abroad. So you have to be like very disciplined with what you're doing on and off music to sustain it. So guys, I felt like the other group members, some of them were not that disciplined enough, and it was like holding me back to reaching my full potential. So yeah, that's also a factor.
Do you feel like sometimes your other group members, because si kitambo mliachana just late last year, isn't that's when you began solo artistry? So do you also feel like there some other group members say, "I ata Hitman pia hakukuwa disciplined enough"? Or when you talk about discipline, because again, it's something that always comes up when it comes to actually art as a whole, not just music and singing, in holistically art in general. So when you talk about discipline, what exactly does it mean? Is it in the practicing, handling of money, discipline in what capacity?
Yeah, it's in different
Aspects.
sectors, like finance, as in guys won't, like we do shows, we're supposed to like put like group savings for our projects. You find some guys they don't want to contribute and whatnot. You can find, you also find discipline in terms of timekeeping. You're supposed to, you know, we are a group, we are like 3-4 guys. So
you are a group of 4?
Yeah. So if you are doing like an interview, we agree, let's meet at 8, then guys show up at 10. You know, that's, it's a bit, you know, it pulls you, as in it drives you. Yeah. It like what? Takes you behind a bit, and also majorly timekeeping, you know, and
finances.
So it got to a point that it was like consistently happening, and other groups were ahead of us, you know. Our peers were like, you know, it's a competitive business, this music industry. So guys were having an edge over us, even me as a producer. Other producers were having an edge over me because I was too focused on the group, you know. So I had to like,
You split and now begin your solo artwork, solo music. So that was in late 2020 when you began solo. Right? I mean, already by being in a group, kuna tu your oneness, togetherness, the way you said that even projects inakuwa sort of like easy to do because everyone has a part. What was the biggest challenge you had when now you said, I'm just going to go at this thing as Hitman by myself and, you know, do music as a solo artist?
As a solo artist, of course, I had to change my style of writing music, because right now I have to like do a full track on my own. Then I also lost a lot of connect and fans because of the rift, you know. So it's also a struggle trying to like get the fans back on your side, because they might feel some type of way.
Okay. That looks like a very big challenge, because I mean, in this industry, in this business, you really need fans.
For sure.
They push your brand.
For sure.
What strategies did you put to ensure that at least you maintain some and you bring on board fans? Because as it is, ulikuwa mnawa lose.
Okay.
They're used to you as a team.
For sure. So the only thing you can do is just keep on putting out great music, you know, and entertaining the fans.
Okay.
That's what I've been doing.
Right. Fair enough. What's your style of music? How would you describe your style?
Right now it's Afro-urban.
What's in Afro-urban? You used to Afro-pop, as in styles are squeezy, kuna tu Afro in it. Afro-beat, Afro-pop, Afro-urban.
Afro-urban represents the urban Africa, the city. The sound of the city is in Africa.
Okay. Talk to us about your song, Kenya Sihami.
Kenya Sihami is about just the meme culture in Kenya. Meme culture is very big in Kenya. If you go to Twitter, Instagram, you'll just find memes.
Someone is somehow making a meme about someone, somehow, somewhere.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, after every, like, when it's usually a common tendency to see, like, a Kenyan meme showing Kenyan habits, and then which are funny. Then over there it's hashtag Kenya Sihami. So I just took it and like put a bunch of quotes and made the song about yeah. But at the same time, we're also addressing some of the, if you listen to the song keenly, we're addressing some of the keen issues in Kenya, about politics and whatnot.
Is it because you are getting towards a political season, so it just becomes like a common norm for artists to release a song, a single about politics and the state of the country? Was that part of what informed?
Yeah,
really?
For sure. Subliminally though, we want to, you have to tell guys, you know, to like vote for great leaders, because like for what we've seen the past 5 years, you know, it has shown us that we really need good leadership. Past 10 years actually. Yeah.
Now that you've brought that political aspect bit, which is also part of what has intertwined in your song Kenya Sihami, just from your perspective as an artist, do you feel like artists, and specifically Kenya, this is sisi ni wa Kenya, do you feel like Kenyan artists have a big role to play in the political structure of this country? And perhaps if so, in what way?
Kenyan artists in politics.
Yeah, like musicians. I mean, wanasemanga usanii ni kioo cha jamii.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Kenyan artists have a role, but I think we are so silenced by the media that
you
we
think
cannot.
So?
Yeah, for sure. If we're given enough press, maybe we would address those issues enough. Yeah.
So when you say that if you're given enough space,
yeah,
you will address those issues enough.
Yeah.
What kind of space is this? I mean, already as an artist, you have that platform. So which space are you talking about that you think the Kenyan media is silencing? I mean, it's quite important for me to ask, because at this point, especially when you get towards election, utapata wasanii wanatoa nyimbo, and even politicians would go to artists. You know, even as of now, we see some politicians singing to some tunes of some artists. So it simply means that art in itself and music in itself and artists perhaps have a role to play in Kenyan politics.
Yeah, actually we have a role. But now, how can I put it? As in, it's all about how, as in, if our artists are put like on the spotlight enough, I don't know. As in, I feel like our artists are not appreciated as much.
Okay.
Such that guys are even fearful to talk about politics, some of the big artists, because they have that fear that it might mess with their brands, because our brands is all we have, you know. You might go into politics and then ruin your brand, so after the political season is over, you fall back to nothing. So actually that's the issue. But if the situation was that artists were much bigger than all that, as in your brands could not be affected by what you say, your opinions, I think we would have a better platform to speak on political issues.
Okay, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right, so as you conclude the conversation, Hitman, your latest song, Big Bazoo.
Yes, sir. What
tuambie about your ngoma.
Big Bazoo. Big Bazoo is about confidence. It's a celebration of confidence, you know. I also feel also Kenyans also feel like Kenyans are not very confident individuals, because if you are very confident, I think we would appreciate our cultures more. And yeah.
So you feel we do a lot of borrowing here and there?
Yeah, I think we consume a lot of foreign cultures.
Okay.
Yet we have like very great cultures over here, which we should be exporting outside. Yeah.
So your style of music, is it informed by what we go through, you know, in terms of observation as a country, or just ideas here and there, people telling you about things to talk about?
Yeah, for sure. I'm inspired by what I see every day-to-day life, and mostly what I see.
Day-to-day.
And what I've been through, yes.
All right. So finally, what next for you as an artist, Hitman? Tutegea nini?
Album inakam. Album loading, and much more great music. I'm also signing more artists into my label, so guys should also watch out for that. More collabos. Yes.
All right. So I want you to look at that camera and tell us where people can find you, your music on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere.
Yeah, so guys, follow me on Instagram at
This is your camera.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram at Hitman Kat Official. Kat is K-A-H-T. Follow me on Facebook at Hitman Kat. Follow me on Twitter at Kat Hitman. YouTube, subscribe Hitman Kat. K to the A-H-T.
Support Kenyan content.
Yeah, support Kenyan music.
And Kenyan artists.
Yes, sir.
Well said. Thank you so much, Hitman, for your time, and at least talking to us a bit about perhaps what artists need to do to see how best they fit in the political space of this country.
Yes.
Asante sana.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and that is where we bring this conversation to a close, and ultimately Good Morning Kenya as a whole this Thursday. Many thanks for watching. I'm Doreen Arange Okelo, and on behalf of the entire team, till next week, have a beautiful Thursday, a beautiful weekend. Up next, Senate proceedings.